Well, hello everybody. It is Monday, August 12th, 2022, and I have just completed my first ever camp hosting job at Springy Point Recreation Area, volunteering for the United States Army Corps of Engineers. They gave me a site with full hookups at a beautiful park on the Great Pend Oreille River, almost Pend Oreille Lake. For the whole summer. I was there from May 1st, and I just left 10 minutes ago. It was a great experience. It's a great one to have on my resume for camp hosting gigs in the future. It was, well, how should I put it? It was longer hours than I expected. I was going to say more work than I expected, but the work was about what I expected. It's the long hours. We would work 4 days on, 4 days off, and during those 4 days, we're responsible for being available 24 hours a day. And we had various minor duties that you have to really do early in the morning and late at night. There is plenty of time to relax during the day, take a nap, whatever, unless it's super busy. So the actual work was cleaning bathrooms. There were two buildings that house bathrooms, one small one with a men's room and a ladies' room, and then one big one with a big ladies' room, big men's room, and two family bathrooms. So you needed to do a good cleaning of that in the morning and a little spruce up and make sure there's paper products in there in the evening. And as campers check out, you would have to go to the campsite, clean out the fire pit, and clean up any trash. And by trash, I mean not just obvious things, but what we call micro trash. Anything that you could see on the ground that isn't supposed to be there. Some sites were easy, and I gotta tell you, most sites were pretty easy. People are pretty good about picking up their garbage. Others are not. That's just kind of the way things go. I did discover one of the key things to whether your camp hosting job is going to be a good one or a bad one is two things. One, I'd say most important, do you get along well with your coworkers? And I did. I mean, it was really wonderful people I got to work with. So that was a wild stroke of luck to get paired with people that I really like a lot, that hopefully I'll be in contact with for a long time. The other thing is the management. I understand there are camp hosting gigs where the management micromanages, looking for rake marks on the site after it's ready, and inspecting the bathrooms and critiquing the job. We didn't have any of that. They basically said to us, "We're here as your support if you need us, and you run the camp, you run the campground." So that's what we did, and it worked out really well. And you don't really need to micromanage, because on recreation.gov, guess what? There's a thing called reviews, and enough people review to give you an indication of how well the camp host did for the summer. So if you want to know how well I did, go to recreation.gov, look at Springy Point, read the reviews. I think there's one or two bad ones, but most of them are pretty good. So I am now driving south on Highway 95 in Sagal. I'm going to pass the turnoff for my brother's house, but I said goodbye to E and Frank and T last night. So I am on my way to Pahrump, Nevada, and I think I'm going to make it, because it's the 12th, and I have until October 1st to get there, so plenty of time. And my GPS says if I just drive and not stop, I'll be there at 2:18 in the morning. So that's not going to happen. I'm just going to leisurely make our way down south, and I will drive each day as long as I'm comfortable. And then when I'm not, start to get tired, I'm going to look for a place to stay, whether it's boondocking or a reasonably priced RV park. I have no idea. I'm going to post little videos on every single place I stop. In case you're interested or you need a sleep aid, you can watch my videos. So my plans, and I think I've said this in another video, but I like talking about my plans. So if it's redundant, fast forward. So the reason I'm heading to Pahrump is last year after I retired, I had to stay someplace for 30 days to establish my residency. So I stayed in Nevada Treasure RV Park, which is a very reasonably priced yet very high-end RV resort. They have hot tubs, jacuzzis, 2 levels of pools, a bowling alley, and it's very, very well maintained, and it's a wonderful place. So I decided then I would prepay for the month of October, and that's what I've done. I prepaid for the month of October. So that's my target, to be in Nevada Treasure RV Resort from October 1st to October 31st. Then I head, I'm due in City of Rocks State Park in New Mexico on the 4th of November. So I'll meander over there, where Deborah Dickinson is having her annual rally or gathering, Coco Fest, I think it's called. It's KOKO Fest, and KOKO is keeping on, I think. Keep on keeping on, I think it is. Anyway, I'm anxious to see my friend Deborah and Frugal RV Gal, who travels with Deborah Dickinson. Frugal, I am going to guess now, has extended my dog's life by years, because Dottie's always been overweight. The doctor said, hey, she needs to lose, 8-9 pounds, and she's a little dog. That's a lot of weight. And when I camped with these guys in Quartzsite last year, Frugal said she had the same problem with her dog, and she was turned on to making your own dog food, and it's rice and ground beef and vegetables mixed together, and she feeds her dog like a half a cup twice a day. So I thought I'd give that a try, and Dottie has lost the weight, and she's got so much more energy. Before she wasn't even able to jump up in my lap, and now she easily does it, and she seems much happier and live. So I owe a big one to Frugal RV Gal. So Frugal, if you're listening, thank you, and Dottie thanks you. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. So after that, after the Keep On Keeping On Fest there in City of Rocks, I'm going to make my way back to the Quartzsite area. And so one thing for sure, I'm going to La Posa South. I'm going to buy a $180 LTVA pass, which will let me camp in any one of the, I think there are 5 LTVAs, something like 3 in southwestern Arizona and 2 in Southern California. So I can move from one to another. I may stay in La Posa South and Quartzsite the whole winter. I have no idea. Or I may do other things. That's just, I'm not going to camp host in the winter. So am I going to camp host again? That's a really good question. I think yes. Am I going to come back to Springy Point and Sandpoint? No, not, and nothing against Springy Point or Sandpoint, but I visited Sandpoint starting in 1979 when I lived there for the summer, and then I lived here for 5 years from 2009 to 2014, and I want to experience new places. As much as I'm going to miss my friends in Sandpoint. By the way, if you're one of my friends in Sandpoint and I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, my apologies. I didn't get around as much as I thought I was going to my last week, and I ended up leaving a couple of days early. So I really enjoyed, in particular, I enjoyed my breakfast in the morning, in the beginning of the summer at the Hoot Owl, and then the Tango Cafe gang that originally was in my old Monarch Coffee when I lived here. Anyway, those guys are great, and I'm going to miss all of them. And my meetings, you guys know what I'm talking about there. I'm really going to miss all of you guys. So anyway, moving forward, and I'm excited about what the winter's going to bring. Oh, and camp hosting. So where am I going to camp host? I don't know. The way it seems to work is positions become available, they advertise. And I'm interested in state parks and national parks. And I'm hoping with my experience that I have now, I'll get more offers than, I only got one that any interest in me, and that was Springy Point. But now I have a season of camp hosting experience. They have reviews they can read, so I'm pretty low risk to hire as a camp host. So far what's available that I've applied for is Yosemite in California. The other one is a bit unusual for the summer. Bahia Honda State Park in the Florida Keys. And you may say, Rob, are you nuts going to camp host in the Florida Keys in the summer? Well, there's a method to my madness. And that is that probably among the most sought after camp hosting gigs in the winter are the state parks in Florida. They work just like the Army Corps of Engineers. It's volunteer. They give you a free campsite, and then you work your, 25 or 30 hours a week. However, very competitive, and I understand that the way to get into doing that is to do your time as a summer camp host in Florida where they really need the help. And hopefully you get rewarded by getting, if an available slot comes up, you're given priority because you work. So I'm willing to, Dottie and I and George are willing to sweat for a summer to maybe get a regular Florida thing in the winter. We'll see. And as other national parks, then I'm going to try to get, Yellowstone, Glacier, Zion. I'm going to try to, get the most beautiful state or national parks and see if I can snag one of those. And I'm sure I won't find out until around the first of the year if I've even gotten any interviews for any of them. So that is pretty much everything. The other thing that's kind of interesting is that I was having just, for the working, tons of aches and pains. And you can tell when someone's over 60 because they complain about their aches and pains, and now I friggin' get it. There are aches and pains, especially when you're doing a lot of manual labor. And it was taking me, I'd get off a 4-day stretch, and it would almost take the 4 days off to get so I could comfortably move around. And I kept seeing YouTubers advertising this supplement product called Athletic Greens. And I heard it over and over again for probably months. And some of them seem pretty genuine in their enthusiasm. It's designed for people that may not be getting enough vitamins and minerals and stuff that you get from vegetables, and I'm guilty as charged there. And it's they claim it's designed for athletes and recovery, but it's also good for regular people. And well, it's very expensive. It was $90-some for a month, and I think you can get it so, if you subscribe to it, maybe $80 a month. It's not cheap, and I'm on a fixed income. Well, not a fixed income, but I'm on a pretty low income these days. I thought I'd try it for 30 days, and I tell you, I don't know if it's a coincidence or the stuff really works, but I was on it for 2 days, and suddenly, I wouldn't say it was 100% pain-free, but it was like night and day. It was, the results were incredible, and I don't know if it's a placebo effect or the stuff really works, or it was just coincidental timing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this 30-day supply and then go for a couple of weeks and see if I start feeling worse or I start having more aches and pains. And if I do, I'll go back on it and see if it works. Do a little experiment, and I'll let you all know if that works, and it may be worth it. Who knows? So what else? I think I think that's pretty much it. I'll talk to everybody. I'm going to do real quick videos at each one of my, well, maybe not every stop. I mean, clearly they're going to be like 14 stops in the next 14 days. Or what the hell? It doesn't cost me anything. I might do one every single stop. Who knows? But I'll definitely do a lot of them. Whether it's a Boondocker's Welcome spot, or a Harvest Host, or an RV park, or dispersed camping on National Forest or BLM land, I will report it. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody take care. Bye.